you're on. Wait, that's me. Okay, you're good.
Welcome back, everyone. We saw an amazing match just a while ago when Obscure Quidditch Club, the newcomers to the World Cup division, took on Wholesome Combs, and it was a really great match. Wholesome Combs ended up winning 2-0, but Obscures put up an amazing fight, especially game one. If you haven't seen the series, I would really recommend that you make time to watch it at some point because there was some very good, high quality, and well fought Quidditch right there. Both keepers played out of their minds in game one. It was just like a blast to watch.
100%. And the final scores do not accurately represent just how close of a game it was.
Absolutely true. And I feel like the keepers, right? The keepers were really, really good. Mitch and Counttails were saving every single quaffle that came their way.
Yeah, as Count Tails does. Count Tails being, one of the of course, I haven't been around the community enough to make this statement, but I do think that Count Tails is genuinely one of the best keepers that I've played against.
He is.
Yeah.
He is for sure, 100%. Yeah.
On
Goated.
on the topic
And
of
life size midget,
keepers,
yeah.
we can let's go and take a look over at the rosters. We touched on the Wholesome Comms roster just about an hour ago before the game with Obscurus, but let's take a look at DQC's roster. We've got everyone's favorite president, Skipper 13. I'm not gonna say that factually, but everyone's favorite Skipper 13, Skipper 13.
El Presidente, yeah. We also have OTPHJ as captain, one of the best beaters in the division for sure. We've seen him have some amazing battles against Jim Tones, against I think even Macoon at some point, against Terry Berry, KD Dogs. He's just been on a roll battling. In the last season, he also had an amazing battle against ADH Decent. So yeah, we are bound to see an amazing beater battle today, right now. Also, CompuGamer, Time Twister. I don't know if you have had the pleasure to enjoy CompuGamer's kicks as Seeker.
Not against. I have had the pleasure of watching the opposing seeker get kicked by CompuGamer, but
Yeah, let's just say the
I've not
dude
needed a
can kick.
CompuGamer hero kick yet.
The dude can absolutely kick. That's gonna be really important as they're gonna try to stop Rishi on the other team, one of the best seekers as well in the whole division. But they have J Guard, FTP, shout out to Jay. What are you thinking about this seeker matchup, Time Twister?
So it's my role model Jguard, the one person who really inspired me to play Seeker, versus the player that I have absolutely 100% totally been coaching, Rishi. I
Yeah, I hope I hope he was paying attention on the lessons for sure, Time
yeah,
Twister.
yeah,
I know you're
definitely.
you're a wise sage, a really great mentor.
Eat
So
the
hopefully
hero kicks.
Rishi has been taking notes, hopefully.
Eat the hero kicks is all the free advice I'm gonna give. Um, but both of these are just absolutely amazing Seegers, backed up by absolutely amazing beaters. As you mentioned earlier, we have OTP on J Guard's side, and defending Rishi we have Macoon. So this is going to be quite the match, both in Chaser Core and on Seeker game.
For sure, and let's not forget that Dumbledore's Quidditch Club already had some really tough matches. They went up against Thin Ice and won in an amazing series that ended up 2-1 for DQC. And they also took on the Azkabangers. Shout out to my awesome teammates. In a series that ended 2-1, but it was very well fought, very close. So they already beat Thin Ice. Could they beat Wholesome Combs? If they beat Wholesome Combs, I'm gonna name them the Giant Slayers because those are two humongous teams that they would be taking down. We will see how it goes through. Do you think, like, where are the odds for DQC? What do you think about that?
I'm gonna be completely and totally honest. I could see this going either way. Like, This matchup feels like it has some very strong game three potential. Um,
for sure.
and I definitely really want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that we may most likely see a game three here. Um, Both teams have also amazing rosters. On the chaser side of things, we have Saffron Jolly, Saffy Daffy, how Life Size calls him, T Dreams, Dynamite Cope, now Dynamite the Ankle Breaker, Warden, Chad, Groovy. I mean, you hear those names and you're just like, no matter who plays, you're covered, right?
Right, and especially Chad. I know I know he's very much a flex player. You know, probably one of my favorite keepers. I'm not sure if that's just out of straight necessity or not.
Maybe. I mean, I know he's definitely a good keeper. He's not bad at all at keeper, but he definitely enjoys, I think, chaser, and I would say maybe beater a bit more than I would say keeper, and last but not least, seeker, I guess. But he can honestly play it all, jack of all trades, but an amazing chaser in his own right, and also a really, really, really good beater. So maybe we'll see Chad cooking on the pitch on this one. Maybe we'll see Saffron, T Dreams, Warden. I just like I said, so many options, right?
OTP finally in his keeper arc.
AO, don't let him catch you saying that, or you may get a bludger to the face. But yeah, OTP keeper, we'll see. But yeah, no, having the president, El Presidente in there with CompuGamer, I think that position is really well covered there. When it comes to beaters, though, OTP has been, I think, the only beater in their lineup. And he has been putting up some amazing performances, but definitely something to keep into account, right? Wholesome Combs has been playing with Winford so far every game. I actually think they played Makun maybe once, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, both teams have definitely some really loaded rosters too.
Oh, definitely. This is definitely going to be one of the matchups of the ages. One of the matchups of all time, you might say.
Yeah, for sure. Hang on, let me get the gameplay visual. Okay, and hopefully we don't get any banned maps. Hopefully we can have a nice, clean, straightforward match with no desyncs. I know that's a tough ask, impossible, you might say, but we gotta stay hopeful, right? That we will play without desyncs, at least on official matches. And Winford with the raid with 17 people. Thank you, Winford. What's up, dude? Shout out to you and your match that's coming. Wholesome Comes versus DQC. It's gonna be a big one for sure. And we're just talking about like the rosters, right? How loaded they are, how many amazing players each team has. Through any key players, like in the whole constellation of stars, do you see any key players that are like super important for this one?
Well, I definitely think. Therefore, I am. Train of thought just got completely totally derailed. So I definitely think the star players, just off the bat, the ones that I can see right now, definitely going to be on the side of Wholesome Calms, Cardi and Shoney, as we saw in the game between Wholesome Calms and OBS. And then on the side of DQC, I definitely think we're going to see some stops pulled by Saffron J and T Dreams. If they're
Yeah,
if they're in this lineup.
yeah, I agree with that. We can see some really good chaser pairings on both teams. Cardi and Shoney, as you said, definitely were cooking. Shoney scoring 5 goals or more on that last match against Obscures, getting a plat medal on chaser. And yeah, on the side of TQC, Saffron and T Dreams can be an amazing pairing. Maybe Warden and Chad as well. Warden and Saffron. As we're talking, there's just so many combinations that you could run. But definitely, I would say a lot is falling on OTP getting hits on Rishi, whether they're bludgers, whether they're tackles or just making him fly as uncomfortably as possible. Same with Winford and Jagard. Jagard and Richie, very elusive seekers. So I think that their beaters have their work cut out for them too.
Yeah.
And of course, Jaeger and Rishi are going to have to dodge everything they throw at them with CompuGamer and Counttails throwing those kicks. It's going to be super important that they stay sharp and on their toes and trying to dodge everything that they're going to get. So we're in for a really good match between DQC and Wholesome Coms. Will Wholesome Coms lose their first series? Is DQC going to be the giant slayer? Find out really soon as the teams are getting ready to queue up. Also Groovy Games, she has been scoring a lot on Q6. She may also be a player to look out for here. But on the other side, you have Tuonel and Prophecy on defense. I don't think a lot of chasers want to go up against that.
Oh, definitely. I completely and totally agree. And Saffron J mentioned earlier, I've been told is a really good defensive chaser, and that's what I've seen from their gameplay as well. Do you think there are any other players on the DQC roster that fit that description, Neo?
I honestly think that anyone that comes in DQC can cook, like Loki. Can you remind me the exact description though? Because I was reading a DM from my team asking for scrims later on.
Oh
Yeah,
no, you're
sorry.
good.
I just
Um,
yeah, they were planning a scrim, so I was like, yeah,
like any description being good defensive chasers, or honestly just like being good in a
yes,
defensive position. Period.
absolutely. Saffron has been cooking on defense a lot. He is definitely up there. I would say maybe in the top. Um, he's definitely in the top. Like I don't know exactly the position. I would say somewhere in the top five maybe, but he is definitely one of the best offensive chasers. He has come leaps and bounds in that regard, and he's also really good attacking chaser. So Saffron, stay tuned for his tackles. T Dreams, I think, plays more of a midfield role, but he can also definitely tackle. And you could say most people, but I would say Saffron T Dreams and maybe even Warden. I think that Warden has also shown when he has played that he can get some really good tackles in. What about you, Drew? Like from your Q6 experience, any of the DQC chasers like stand out in particular about that?
Um, I mean, I've seen a bit of defensive chasing from Warden, but I mean, other than as we both called out Saffron, I think it's about as much as I can remember. But also, you do have to realize I have the memory of a goldfish. Hardly
It
even remember
happens.
what I had for lunch today.
I would even give a shout out to Dynamite Cop. He's definitely someone that isn't afraid to get down and dirty and just do the defensive work that's needed for his team. So I would say keep him in mind if he does play, because they have so many chasers. We'll see if he features in this one, but he definitely is down and willing to do the work defensively, and he can get some good tackles. So small shout out for Dynamite Cup. We may see some of those tackles on this one. And they are definitely gonna need those tackles against Shoni, Prophecy, Cardi, Tuonela, that loaded roster that Crazy Wholesome Comes has. Have you gotten used to calling them Wholesome Coms, or are you still like, like me, kind of like going between Crazy and Wholesome?
I I've started getting used to calling them wholesome comms.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I get there really soon. But yeah, now they are wholesome and they have a unicorn in their logo and all, very cute. We all know that Rishi is a really wholesome seeker, so shout out to him. But yeah, stay tuned. We're about to start this matchup. The teams are getting ready to queue. They are getting the queue set up so we can see this amazing, huge clash between Wholesome Combs versus DQC. And honestly, this clash is going to be really important come the end of the season because, I mean, we know that at least one of these teams, if not the two of them, are gonna be nudes, right? Like probably the two of them, but at least one of them is gonna be. So the points are starting to rack up. We gotta get those wins. We gotta get those nudes spots there, Drew. Do you think? What do you think about these teams and their chances to reach the nudes?
Well, um, we saw Crazy Comms like fly straight to newts last season, and I need to double check their standings real quick. But as of right now, they are completely undefeated, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Right. So I definitely think that they're in the running to basically repeat last season. So
Yeah, likewise. They're still a very strong roster. And now, yeah, they are wholesome comms, also known as charming comms, because they can charm those comms as well. Tuonela gambles and she wins. She has 40 core shards now. And before the match begins, as we were getting ready to queue up, I'm just gonna throw another trivia out there, another question for people who want their core shards. I'm gonna give 500 core shards. Let's step away a bit from Quidditch, and I'm gonna give 500 core shards to whoever can tell me, okay, which horror movie series has a killer called Ghostface. Okay, whoever can tell me that is gonna get 500 core shards. Ghostface, horror movies. Which movie is it? I don't know. But if anyone knows the answer, just let me know in the chat and you will get 500 core shards. Meanwhile, Drew, you will always have the answers, dude. Come on, man.
of course I do.
All
Like
right, I will have to give you your core shards. Hang on, give us.
you've sniped like my two hyper focuses, bestie.
Hell yeah, horror movies are goated. So Drew gets, yeah, Groovy, that's a great answer, but it was a bit too late as we are getting ready to queue up. And the teams are now in queue, so very soon we will see this amazing match between DQC and Wholesome Com. Ooh, we're loading into Boba Tonks, Do you like that map, Drew? What are your thoughts about Boba Tonks?
I'm not generally a big fan of the commentators, but also that's because I'm not a big fan of the commentators in general in this game.
That's fair.
I really feel like the the audio really just pulls you out of the game, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, that's facts. But we are starting the match between Wholesome Coms and DQC, Dumbledore's Quidditch Club, and we will see if they can beat the Giant Slayers. They already defeated Thin Ice. Can they take down the second giant in Wholesome Coms as Cardi was on the attack? And we're gonna see who is gonna take this series, an amazing series of Quidditch between two amazingly coded teams, Drew. As we see that so far, the snitch race is favoring Wholesome Coms a bit.
Yeah, I saw Shoney get off a couple of early punches on J-Guard, so I definitely think that's helped a little bit.
For sure, the Dorks versus the Wholesomes. We will see who is going to take this one as Chad gets close to the goal, but they kick it out or he gets tackled. I'm not sure what happened. Winford gets Saffron down, focusing on the chaser game for now, and he gets Chad down as well. Winford on a killing streak. We see a bounce shot, and it goes in. Shoney with the bounce shot. That's 500 core shots for you, Shoney, for that one. That was such a great goal, but still 10-0. Anything can happen with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left here.
Oh yeah,
Up.
100%, especially with like an early score just like that.
Yeah, and DQC ties the game 10 to 10. Saffron puts it in. We're talking about his offensive prowess as well as his defense. And now the match is tied, and the stitch bars are super close. Anyone can take it so far.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we see an elimination there. Looks like Chad has gone down.
Yeah, Winford is putting in the work. The Bitter King is back, as he usually says, and now CompuGamer has the ball, and the Siege lead is favoring Wholesome Comes for now. We will see if OTP can get a tackle, can get a bludger, can get something in to stop Rishi from catching this one, as they are on the lead. Wholesome comes, and the match is 10 to 10, so that snitch is gonna be super important for whoever catches.
Oh, I completely and totally agree. And we see Chad go in and score, making it 10 to or 20 to 10 in favor of DQC.
Yeah, and DQC is winning the match so far with one more chaser score. But don't discount the snitch bars, because Wholesome Combs has a lead on that right now, but Chad gets it in 30 to 10. Counttails used to be the wall. He was being a wall against Obscurus, but DQC is putting scores past him, so much so that they almost have snitch insurance. But the snitch bars are super close, and you know what I'm gonna say? That someone is gonna charm the snitch real soon. As Warden is going for another score, they may go for the insurance. I think they're trying to get it, but Rishi lies here, charms that snitch, and he gets his team 30 points to make it 40 to 30. Wholesome comes winning so far, but it's up in the air, Drew. Anything can happen still.
Oh, 100%. The game's being just a single quaffle goal away just makes it that much more intense.
Yeah, and if you wanted to see some high quality Quidditch, well, the teams are delivering some high quality Quidditch as Chad is going again for the attack. He's gonna try to score once more. Will Countess be the wall that he has been? Oh my god, we see some hoops hitting. That wasn't necessary so far, but they may get it in. No, they don't get it in, but Warden takes it. Shoney misses a tackle and he puts it in. Warden, and now it's 40 to 40. A tied game. One stitch cut so far. We are seeing a clash of titans, I would say. So many good plays, so many good players, and they are delivering. And now we see Wholesome Combs going into the attack with Cardi trying to score. We're gonna see if he can put it past CompuGamer. And he does. Well, he passes it to Prophecy. And Prophecy scores to make it 50 to 40. Now Wholesome Combs is on the lead. And the Stitch bars are favoring them quite a bit now. So OTP needs to put in the work. I think, yeah, Sean is trying to punch him. He's getting punched by the chasers. So he needs to put in the work, try to dodge that, and try to help J-Guard get that catch through. Oh, I think Drew is AFK for a bit, so let's go now. Uh, Wholesome comes was on the attack, but Saffron gets a tackle in. We're talking about how good he is defensively, and he's showing it now. CompuGamer has the quaffle. He is gonna, I think he has a reserve, maybe? Yeah, he had a reserve. He's going for that, and now Warden has it, but the snitch bars are favoring Wholesome Comes. DQC really needs to make up that difference. OTP needs to get some hits in, but they are also losing the chaser game so far. They died, I'm not sure. Shoney gets it in, and now it's 40 to 60. Wholesome Comes is winning the match, and it's 40 to 30 actually on the chaser game. So DQC is winning the chaser game so far against Wholesome Comes. Can they take down the Giants? We will find out really soon as Wholesome Comes has a bit of a snitch lead, but it's getting closer and closer as time goes on. And with 1 minute and 9 seconds left, Saffron puts it in 60 to 50. They need 2 scores to get that insurance, but they can also catch the snitch. We will see if DQC goes towards getting that insurance with the chasers. or towards just trying to punch Rishi as much as possible and getting that catch. But Cardi has it now. We see OTP putting in the work, Shoni trying to punch OTP, and he does it. He gets those tackles in. OTP not being able to get his bludger for a long time because he's being hounded by the chasers. Shoni putting in the work. The catch is super close. The snitch is gonna be charmed. Is Rishi gonna charm it? Is Jaeger gonna do it? And Rishi catches the snitch. He charms that snitch to make it 90-50 for Wholesome Combs. But the chaser game has been really, really good for both teams, with DQC having the advantage on chaser by 50-40 in the chaser game. Quite an incredible feat against this loaded stacked team of amazing chasers. And the game ends 100-50 with an amazing one-timer play, Prophecy doing the shaky, and 100-50 chaser game. I think it was did I suck at math? Yeah, 50-40 on the chaser game. DQC won the chaser game, but Richie had two amazing snitch catches to make it 100-50. Yeah, slideshow. That was the last one was a one timer play, Shoni to Prophecy, and Prophecy just puts it in. What a match.
Yeah, what an absolute. That was intense. It's a shame I couldn't really be, you know, actively communicating what I was thinking there, but that was nuts. Also, yeah,
It was,
Shoni,
yeah.
the reason you were a slideshow is because of all that hoop sitting.
Yeah, we saw some quote unquote quality hoop sitting there for a second, but we also saw some amazing scores. So shout out to Hosum Combs, shout out to DQC, amazing chaser gameplay, amazing seeker races as well. And Drew, this reminds me a bit of the Thin Ice match, which DQC also started 1-0 down. So anything can happen.
I think it'd be really funny to see just like a repeat of that match where, DQC starts 1-0 down and then just knocks out these next two games. But of course, now that we've said that, caster curse and all that,
Caster curse, yeah, excuse the curses, guys. We're just doing our job here, trying to commentate and speculate about the future of this series. Um, did anything stand out to you in particular, Drew, about this game one?
not really. As you had mentioned, uh, uh, either last match or a couple matches ago, um, splitting the snitch is very important for DQC to give them a fighting chance. Uh, since as you
For
mentioned,
sure.
I think it was between Crazy Comms and OBS, um, or it might have been
I
another
think it
one.
was
Yeah,
OBS, yeah, OBS versus
but
Crazy
if
Comms.
a team catches
And
both
yeah,
snitches, it's just a runaway game for them. And I know I mentioned, a really, really good chaser core, like the one Wholesome Comms has or the one like DQC has, can theoretically catch up. It's just really not all that feasible.
yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking that maybe DQC could focus a bit more on scoring, but having the chasers that Wholesome Combs has, that's I don't think a valid strategy because they are gonna score as well. It's just like there's not a lot of teams that can keep a zero against them. If any teams at all can do it, they're gonna get at least one or two scores in, most likely at some point of the match. So yeah, they definitely gotta at least split catches. And then I do think that their chasers have put up an amazing job so far. They have done really, really well. Did any player in particular stand out to you? Like, I don't know, Rishi or Winford, maybe Jagard, OTP, one of the chasers, Countils, CompuGamer?
Not immediately off the top of my head, but also for a greater part of that second half of that match, I was preoccupied with other things.
Yeah, don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Same. I feel like everyone showed up. I literally think everyone played really well. I would say that Saffron got some good tackles in there. So, shout out to Saffron for his defensive plays. Always a really good chaser to have in your team. And also like the scoring from both teams was immaculate. It was super good. I hope we will see some more of those scores in the next match. But okay, it's time for another giveaway. We're giving away core shards to whoever answers this question. It's not going to be the first answer, probably. Maybe it will be. But whoever gets it right has a chance to win. So I'm going to ask this if you were paying attention, guys. Who got the last score of the last match? Who got the last score for a team, the last quaffle score to end the match? Who got it? And once again, Shoni with the answer really fast. I don't know if it counts because you're in the match, but if we don't get some more answers, yeah, you're gonna get him, bro. Shoni logging in on Chaser, logging in on Trivia. He cooks. Okay, if he doesn't count, then someone else needs to write the answer. I may split it to 50 for each because he did write it first. There you go. You say Quidditch. You say Quidditch gets the other 250 for that answer. Let's go.
USA Quidditch was also in that game as well, though.
No, he was in the OBS one. Yeah, but I was asking about DQC. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
he was on this.
Oh, you meant last match. Like, you meant
Yeah, yeah, the one to end the
the one
last
that
match, game
just
one.
ended, not
Yeah, yeah.
last match. Okay. My brain is mush right now, so.
Oh, good, oh, good. Yeah, we got to be generous with the core charts, and to our great watchers here, the people in chat. Cannot be thankful enough for everyone watching, tuning in, subscribing, and all. Always really good to keep the community alive for these great matches of Quidditch. Uh, I see the teams just forming the teams, picking the roles. So we probably have time for one more core shard giveaway. So, Drew, any question you have for the people in chat to earn some core shards?
You know what? Yeah. How many teams are there currently in the World Cup division for season 3? USA Quidditch, congratulations.
I
100
got pinged
core
if.
shards. From my own personal supply.
I can. Don't worry. I can give him 500.
Okay,
Don't worry. I
sweet.
got it.
500 it is. Also, you were so
And
close,
USA
Neo.
Quidditch wins the trivia. And I think we got time for a last one. Okay. Last trivia.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
go
should
for it,
gamble them
bro.
all.
Go big or go home. You got this, bro. If you lose, there's one more question left, so you can get 500 more. But yeah, get that gamble. Oh, he won! Shoni and Yusik Quidditch won. Dude, the boat is loaded. I'm going in. F my life. I lost, but it's okay. We still got a bunch of core shorts there. Okay, the teams are queuing up. The teams are queuing up, so we probably will do one last trivia after the match. And if we go to a game three, we'll have a couple of more core shards giveaways. So stay tuned for that and pay attention to who catches, to who scores the last goal. We may ask about it. So, and the president wins 1,000 core shards, bro. I'm going in again. I think the bot died. But we are in game now. DQC versus Wholesome Combs. Game 2, game 1 went to Wholesome Combs. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Bobatongs again with the late Maman and all of that. And we're going to see who is going to win this one. Drew, what do you think expects us on this match?
Well, I've got all of my channel points riding on DQC, so I'm
Hell yeah,
hoping.
brother. Let's see if we go to a game 3 as
Yeah,
Shoni gets a tackle.
I was really hoping that Chad was able to make it all the way downfield and right past Counttails, but
Yeah, but that defense on great on Wholesome comes. Yeah, they got some really good tacklers in there. But so does DQC, and now Saffron has the quaffle. He's going for the attack. He wiggles and jukes and dribbles past the other chasers, and we're gonna see he gets the pass out to T Dreams. Now T Dreams is on the pitch, and we're gonna see he can score for sure. But he passes it. Is he gonna pass it? I don't know if he's gonna pass it. He may go for it. We will see as Shoni tries to punch OTP. Prophecy gets the tackle, and now Wholesome comes is on the attack. Shoni is gonna go for that score. He's gonna try to open the scoreboard. 1 minute in, no scores yet. What a bounce shot, but he doesn't get it. He whiffs it. CompuGamer is ready to get that at 1 minute and 10 seconds in, no scores yet. Drew, again, a close chaser match.
yeah, I've always been told that if you don't, if there's not a score in the first minute and a half, um, of course, now that I've said that, it's gonna be like down to the second. Okay, no, good.
Close.
I've been told that if there is no score in the first minute and a half of a match, then it is a very good chaser game.
Absolutely, definitely. It's a back and forth. There are a lot of tackles. There are very capable chasers on both sides. And now Cardi gets it in to make it 10-0 for Wholesome Combs. But the snitch race is in favor of DQC. Dumbledore's Quidditch Club is really close to taking that snitch. We're gonna see with 5 minutes left who gets that first snitch catch and who gets those 30 points are gonna be huge for this match.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we see J Guard with a little bit of a lead, not much.
Yeah, we don't really have Seeker POV that I know of, I think. So we're gonna have to rely on the bars for a bit. Prophecy gets it. He passes it to Shoni. They are going for the score. CompuGamer tries to kick Rishi, but he gets the quaffle, I think. Yeah, I think he got it. And the bars are super close. Jaegard may get the catch. He's trying to charm that stage. OTP is trying to get those hits, but so is Winford. He got a tackle in, I think. Now the bars are really close. Still on the advantage for DQC. He's going for that catch. The chasers are trying to punch Jaegard. They're trying to punch Rishi. Now Jaegard got hit again. His bar went down a little. They are super close, but still on a lead. Jaegard may charm it. He's gonna go for it. He's low HP. Oh my god. Now his bar goes down again. But Rishi is getting closer as well. They both have the same amount of bar. Jaegard dodges Winford, who is going like a madman after him. But now Rishi's super close and Rishi gets it in what was a super close stage race right at the end. Wholesome comes, gets the advantage. They jump on Jaegard, and Rishi gets the catch to make it 40-0. What an end of a snake raid there, Drew. It's like everyone locks in and you just have to dodge every single player in the game. And we
Sorry.
see Jaeger low on HP again. He's getting that regen. But yeah, I think that the Seekers definitely, are getting their work cut out for them. Everyone is going against them, and the beaters are doing a great job so far.
Oh, 100%. Especially, simultaneously putting pressure on the opposing seeker and, pulling pressure off of their own seekers.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a super close race, and both beaters are doing really well. But we see that the chaser game is close 10-0 for DQC right now. Well, actually 10-10, so both
Yep.
have scored. And now CompuGamer gets the quaffle. I feel like this series with Crazy Combs, Wholesome Combs, the keepers have really had some standout performances on Obscurus, now on DQC. Just the keepers are cooking today. It
And
is a
it's
keeper day.
it's not just the keepers that are cooking as Chad gets another 10 points for DQC.
Yeah, the chasers as well for sure. And now the snitch bar is favoring Wholesome comes, but oh, Caster Curse, Rishi gets tackled, and now DQC can go for the catch, and that would make it 50-40. DQC desperately need this snitch catch, and we're gonna see if they can charm this snitch, or if Wholesome comes will pull off the charming moves into that snitch. OTP is low on HP, and he's gonna try to survive as everyone pummels him, but he goes down. Winford gets that elimination, and now Rishi has less pressure to catch that snitch. Jaeger is flying solo for a while. We will see if that secures a race for them, or if Jaeger can turn it around. And Shoni says something in Japanese or Chinese. I don't know what he said, but the catch is getting close for Wholesome Com. With 1 minute and 3 seconds left, the bars are getting there. We are close to the catch. Shoni bounces it upwards, doesn't get the shot in. He was trying a one-timer bounce shot. And now the bars are really close. DQC can actually get it. It is super close for them. It's up to Jagard and Rishi to OTP and Winford. We will see. Rishi gets tackled. He gets hit. Jagard may get the catch, and they will give the win to DQC, and Jagard gets it. Jagard gets the catch. DQC, are they going to be the Giant Slayers? It's crazy. Wholesome comes, gonna score one more score and get it to sudden death. We're about to find out with only 35 seconds left. Anything can happen still. But DQC is really close to taking this to game three, and it will be an incredible series of Quidditch as we are used to seeing from them. Cardi tries to get the score. We see T-Dreams and Saffron playing secondary keeper, quote unquote. And I think that this match is very close to be over with only 13 seconds left. And Shoni taking a quaffle. Is he gonna go for the tie? We see some hoops sitting for sure. We're gonna see if he can get it past Saffron and everyone. And Saffron gets the catch of the quaffle. And the game ends 50-40. DQC won match two. We are going to game three. And DQC has every chance to become the Giant Slayer in if they win game three. We will see.
Yeah, absolutely. And also seeing Jagard manipulating that snitch to stay behind his own hoops while he builds up the rest of his meter to catch. Absolutely nuts.
What a game. What a series, actually. Holy. I mean, I cannot blame a team for securing the match. We see some back and forth in chat. But I feel like everyone watching, we are the real winners here. We are watching an amazing series of high quality Quidditch. And you just don't know what's gonna happen. You know that Jaeger catch was coded. Shout out to him. Shout out to Rishi as well, who has been getting catches too. But incredible series so far. Drew, any predictions for game three?
Yeah. I think my prediction for game three is that it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a close one. But I think DQC is gonna get it by about 10 points.
Ooh, spicy prediction there. There we go. Um, yeah, I'm gonna predict that Wholesome comes is gonna come out swinging chaser wise. They're gonna get some scores in. But I do think that ultimately DQC may, just as we've seen, get the second catch. I feel like we will see. Um, but overall, it's definitely gonna be a nail biter. So for all the supporters of Wholesome Comes, for all the fans of DQC, get ready because this is gonna be one for the ages for sure. Okay, while we wait for the queue, let's do one more giveaway of core shards. We have 500 core shards for whoever replies this question. Okay, so in book four, Goblet of Fire, we saw Mad Eye Mooney, right? So who was really the person behind Mad Eye Mooney? Whoever replies that gets 500 core shards. It's a very easy one, I think. Who was Mad Eye Mooney in the Goblet of Fire? Whoever gets it in gets 500 core shards. while we wait for the teams to queue up, and hopefully we won't get any banned maps because we have been getting John Polyjuice. No, Drew, that's not the answer, but that's what I would have answered if yeah, because I didn't know who it was, honestly. Can't spell his name because I'm dyslexic. Well, I mean, you can write it in a dyslexic way, and then if it's right, it would count. Oof, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're not looking for exact spelling. We're looking for more intent than anything.
Yeah, if you have the knowledge, you take the points, basically. So yeah, who was Madai Mooney? You know, who was behind Madai Mooney in Goblet of Fire? We've talked about this before. That's the only reason why I know this one. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Madai Mooney. Yeah, sorry, I've been casting so much that I got that name in. Yeah, you're right, Claire, but Oof got the answer a bit earlier, so you got this Oof. Enjoy the 500 core shots, bro.
Oh, and we have everyone's favorite black screen. Black screen. We are on World Cup. Starting the game off at 40-50, which is pretty nuts. I can't believe they would do such a thing.
Yeah, a
Totally.
beautiful map for a beautiful match, right? Like a World Cup night. I feel like that is an enjoyable World Cup match map, unlike the sunset variants, you know.
Yeah, day and sunset are always nuts. We see Cardi breaking us off with a 10-point lead for Wholesome Comms. Love to see it.
Yeah, Wholesome Comes started out swinging with Cardi there. You know, Compu Gamer has the Quaffle. He was trying to wait for the Seekers, I think. And now DQC is going on the attack. We will see how they are doing. Chad is going in. And we will see if we get a score here. Getting a bit of a slideshow here, but T-Dreams has the Quaffle. He's going to try a back shot. He makes a pass, but no, they can't get it in. Now Shoni gets it back. But I do see an advantage, a slight advantage on Snitch for DQC, Drew.
Oh yeah, definitely. Jguard 100% has a little bit of a lead there. Just hide that.
And Shoni puts it in, making it 20-0. Wholesome Comes came out swinging. So far, prediction accurate. We will see if things play out the way that we predicted. Chad is going for the score. Countess is ready. We'll see if he can get it in. Countess gets the quaffle, gets the catch, and now DQC. Well, Cardi gets it now. They get it again out of the kickoff. And yeah, no, Countess passed it to Cardi. And now Saffron with a tackle. They are going on the attack. Shoni tries to tackle, but he misses. Saffron is going in. We will see. He's a really good dribbler. And now he passes it to Chad. Is the GOAT Chad going to score? We will see. And
No, it,
Countess gets it. Yeah, Countess gets it. You know, a game like the previous ones, right? Very close. A lot of tackles, chaser game wise. And the stage bars are super close.
oh, it certainly is. It looks like.
Oh, and Jay gets tackled. We see his bar going down. As Snitch cars bars are super close. We're gonna see who's gonna get this catch. We are in game three. Wholesome comes versus DQC. Fasten up your seatbelts because the Snitch bar is really close to being filled. CompuGamer holds the waffle but has to get it out because Shoni was closing in on him, and now T-Dreams gets it again. Are they gonna try to? I think he has a reserve. Maybe they're trying to get a reserve. I don't think they're gonna farm because it's you know, they would get a penalty. But maybe they had a reserve. Now T-Dreams is going for that score with Shoni trailing him. He makes a turn, makes a circle, but Shoni gets it back. Now the bars are super close, and Rishi seems to be charming that snitch. He's gonna be the snitch charmer for this one. He's getting very close to it. Jguard can still make up the difference, but they need some bombs, they need some tackles, they need some bludgers to be able to catch that snitch. But now Rishi is getting closer and closer to catch. OTP needs a tackle, but Rishi gets it. Lysier gets the catch and makes it 50-0. Wholesome comes came out swinging, Drew.
They certainly have, but it's not over for DQC quite yet. We still have about 3.5 minutes left in the match. And we see
For
Shoney scored
sure.
another 10
Gaster
points.
Curse. Yeah, Gaster Curse, Shoney puts it in, then we get it 60-0. And they would need DQC needs a snitch catch, which they can totally get, but they also need 3 scores on Chaser to make it even and go to sudden death. We will see if they can do that because Countess has been absolutely cooking, but I caster jinxed it, and Chad is my dad. Chad the goat scores and makes it 60-10 for Wholesome comes to the advantage, but we will see if DQC can cook something up and catch that snitch and get some more quaffle goals in.
We see Jagard go down, Winford putting in the work, trying
Huge
his best
elimination.
to
Yeah.
ensure the game for Wholesome Comms here. As we see Shoney just zigzagging down the field. Backwards, I might say, which is certainly a choice.
He dodged a bludger in there with his Shoney doing a backwards gameplay, and the DQC chasers are trying to take the quaffle off of him, and they finally get it. I think he got kicked by CompuGamer, and CompuGamer kicks him again. He emotes, but he dies and pays the price of the backwards flying. But now they're going on the attack again, and Prophecy puts it in, making it 70-10, and the Snitch Bar lead is really big right now for Crazy Wholesome Comms. Well, not that wholesome now that we've seen the backwards flying, but oh, and Jaeger goes down again. Winford gets another elimination, and it's a really uphill battle right now for DQC. It's gonna be really tough for them to come back if it's even possible at this point. We will see if they can get a score in. That would certainly help their cause and trying to win the series, but they whiff it, and now it's 70-10 with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Drew, I think that yeah, it's getting really tough to come back from this.
Yeah, because even still, right now they would need 3 quaffle goals and a snitch in the next minute to even out the score. And with OTP going down quite recently, I don't know if that's possible. And especially with
And Rishi
Rishi
catches
ending
a
the
snitch,
game.
makes it 100-10 for Wholesome Coms. DQC could not become the Giant Slayers, but they took it to game 3 after an amazing series, an amazing game 2. But Wholesome Coms just came out swinging on this one. But shout out to both teams. I would say we have seen some high level plays and a lot of scores as well from both sides, Drew.
Oh, 100%. That game, very much like the the OBS game, the scores do not represent just how close it was.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be really good. DQC has been putting on some really great matches against the giants of the division, Thin Ice, Wholesome Combs. And yeah, stay tuned because we have one more match upcoming. I think it's the Order of the Phoenix versus the Hellfire Hawks, right, Drew?
Uh, y- Let me double check. I can't
Or is
remember
it
if
the
it's the
Oakshaft
Owls.
Owls?
No.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's the Oakshaft Owls or if it's the Hellfire Hogs. I believe it is the Hogs because I believe it was mentioned that they were playing. No,
3 games today, right?
it is in fact the Oakshaft Owls. The Hellfire Hogs game will be the 26th, which is this Friday.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna see the Order of the Phoenix versus the Oakshaft Owls for the Tri-Wizard division, and that will close up the weekend of some really good Quidditch matches. Any last words? Any parting words, Drew?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all of our followers, our subscribers. Very much like to thank Yukio for the for the gifted subs earlier.
Oh, that was Yuki. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Yuki Nabir. That was Woonie. Yeah, Woonie,
it
Woonie,
was Winnie. Okay,
Woonie. Yeah.
okay. And I'd also like to thank Winford for the raid just about an hour ago. I'd like to thank once again everyone for watching, for being part of L7, and I'd like to give a shout out to a couple of places. First off, our YouTube channel. We've started pushing our season 3 VODs to our YouTube channel, just at L League 7 QC. And I'd also just tell everyone, hey, stay in the game, keep queuing up.
Hell yeah, keep the queues going, everyone. Let's keep the game alive. And we will catch you a bit later. I think it's just in an hour or a bit more than an hour
An hour.
for the Order of the Phoenix versus the Oakshaft Owls. So see you all there. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you later.